judiciary was there, and it was strong, and it made a huge difference to all of us. So let me also say that, as you may know, I'm the House Chairman of the Judiciary Committee. So the Senate Chairman sits next to me over here. My Vice Chairman in the House sits next to me. The ranking member, who is the senior Republican, sits next to him. And then Art O'Neill sits 3 seats down from me. And so year after year, I have watched Art O'Neill in meeting after meeting stand up for and defend the National Rifle Association. And this year, and I like Art, we get along very well on the committee. He's a smart guy. But I watched him lead the attack on Justice Andrew McDonald in the House of Representatives.
Thank you.
And how he was one of the main leaders on the Republican side in a hate-filled smear campaign against an eminent jurist who should have been our Chief Justice. So I am here to give you personal testimony as to why it's critical to elect Greg Kavanaugh to the House of Representatives. Let me just say that Eric Berthel, right. And Kathy as well, I'm sorry. I'll say this. Eric is on the Judiciary Committee, but he's rarely there. So that's why it didn't come to mind, to be honest. But it's critical to have Kathy in the Senate. Thank you so much for reminding me. So let me just say a couple quick words about this campaign. Yesterday, Ned and I had a rare honor. Campaigns are pretty grueling, right? It's a lot of door knocking and phone calls and going to events. But yesterday we had the rare honor of sharing the morning with Martin Luther King III in Hartford. And it reminded me how proud I still am to be an American and how much we've accomplished, and the history of Martin Luther King Jr. working in tobacco fields in Connecticut and then later marching on Albany Avenue, which is where we were yesterday. And it reminded me that for 8 years I was extraordinarily proud that my 3 children would only grow up in a world in which America had elected a black president. And if you think about that, and then you fast forward a year and a half later, and you reckon with the fact that, in just a few short weeks now, a woman's right to choose is substantially in doubt because of the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. Working people and the ability of organized labor to collectively bargain for fair wages and benefits is in doubt. And you have a president who has formed a task force to denaturalize American citizens, like my parents. And I think we all understand that people want strength from this president. But I think we all know in our hearts and in our core, there is no strength in cruelty, and there is no power in separating children from their families. And I said this at the Southbury DTC months ago, but it's even more true now. But it's very clear that if you're for common sense gun laws, if you're a Connecticut taxpayer, if you're a woman, if you're an immigrant, if you're a member of a labor union, it's clear that Republicans in this state and across the country and the President of the United States have declared war on you and your family. It is nothing short of that.
Don't forget the gays.
I don't. Every day. And it was my honor to help lead the fight for marriage equality and to help lead the fight for transgendered rights and to lead Democrats in getting over Art O'Neill's objections, Justice Andrew McDonald through the House. And so it is a tremendous fight that we must wage and continue to wage. Let me just say that this is why I'm running for Attorney General. We have 3 capable lawyers running for Attorney General. Each of us would do a good job as the people's lawyer. But I think we all understand that this is much bigger than that now. The Attorney General is the first and the last line of defense to protect our way of life with Ned Lamont, with all the Democrats running, with Kathy and Greg, we're the firewall to protect our way of life. And that is what's at stake. And let me just close with this one thought. All of the big fights that we are going to take on for years to come, we have to be prepared to fight them anytime, any place. And many of those fights will take place in a courtroom, and I could not be more energized to take on those fights before judges and juries and in a court of law. But sometimes a courtroom does not provide an answer. Take net neutrality, for example, or the 3D printed guns case. Those cases are going to be very difficult in court, and they will take years and years and years, and the far right wing will throw everything at us. They have lawyers too. They have resources. They have the Koch brothers. So what are we to do? Just wait? No, the answer is to work with our next governor, to go to the legislature, and to immediately pass a ban on 3D printed guns in this state, to immediately pass a ban on ghost guns, to establish net neutrality here in Connecticut. And then if they don't like it, they can sue us. Because at the end of the day, the job of Attorney General is to lead a major state agency and to take on President Trump and the Republicans anytime, any place. And it's not just the AG's job to practice the law, it's his or her job to change it. And that's why I ask for your support next Tuesday, and together we'll build that firewall brick by brick. Thank you so much.